Imagine getting to the airport 2 hours early, breezing through check-in, grabbing your coffee, and then watching a TSA agent pull your bag off the belt and start digging through everything you own. Your flight is boarding in 20 minutes, and half your stuff is about to get thrown in a bin. This is happening to thousands of travelers every single day in 2026, and most of them had absolutely no idea they were carrying something they were not allowed to bring. Today, I am going to walk you through every common item that TSA agents are actively confiscating right now, so that you never have to stand at that checkpoint with that sinking feeling in your stomach. Let us start with the one that surprises almost everybody: lithium batteries. Not just loose ones, but the specific kind you find in power banks, e-cigarettes, and certain camera accessories. The rules around these have gotten significantly stricter heading into 2026, and here is what most people get wrong. You actually cannot put spare lithium batteries in your checked luggage at all. They have to go in your carry-on. But here is the catch. If your power bank exceeds 100 watt-hours, you need airline approval before you even show up. Most people do not know this, and TSA agents are pulling oversized power banks out of bags constantly right now. If you have one of those massive charging stations you use for camping or long trips, check the watt-hour rating before you even think about packing it. Now let us talk about something that sounds completely harmless: snow globes. I am serious. That little decorative glass ball you bought as a souvenir from your last vacation could get you held up at security for 10 minutes while agents debate whether the liquid inside qualifies as exceeding the 311 liquid rule. TSA operates under the assumption that snow globes contain more than 3.4 ounces of liquid, which means they almost always get confiscated when they show up in a carry-on bag. If you bought one and you want to keep it, check it. Here is where it gets really interesting, and this is the section that catches frequent travelers off guard too. Certain food items. We are not talking about anything exotic here. We are talking about things like peanut butter, hummus, salsa, yogurt, jam, and even some types of spreadable cheese. TSA classifies these as liquids, gels, or aerosols under their guidelines, which means that big jar of natural peanut butter you bought at the farmer's market before your trip absolutely cannot go through in your carry-on if it exceeds 3.4 ounces. Same with that tub of hummus from the grocery store. People argue with agents about this constantly, and the agents are not wrong. If it pours, spreads, or squishes, it is treated like a liquid. Alcoholic beverages deserve their own spotlight here because the rules are genuinely confusing and the enforcement in 2026 has become notably more consistent. You can bring alcohol in your carry-on only if it is in containers of 3.4 ounces or less, and the alcohol content is under 70%. Anything over that threshold gets confiscated immediately. Where people really run into trouble is buying duty-free alcohol in the terminal and then trying to bring it through a connecting flight security checkpoint. That duty-free bag gets sealed, but if your layover requires you to go back through security at another airport, those bottles can still get taken. This has caused so many frustrated travelers to lose expensive bottles they bought specifically at the airport. Medication is next, and this one genuinely matters for people with health conditions. Liquid medications are allowed in quantities exceeding the standard 3.4-ounce rule, but here is the key point. You need to declare them separately at the checkpoint, and they will be subject to additional screening. If you do not declare them, and they show up on the scanner, the process becomes significantly more complicated and time-consuming. In 2026, with enhanced scanning technology now deployed at most major airports, things that used to slip through unnoticed are getting flagged far more consistently. If you have legitimate medical liquids, declare them up front and save yourself the headache. Now, we need to talk about tools, because this category gets more people in trouble than almost any other. A wrench or a screwdriver under 7 inches is technically allowed in a carry-on, but anything over 7 inches gets confiscated. The problem is that people grab their regular tool bag, toss it in their carry-on without thinking, and then watch an agent pull out a full-size wrench and drop it in the confiscation bin. Drills are always prohibited in carry-on bags regardless of size. Same with crowbars, cattle prods, and anything that could realistically be used as a weapon. Sporting goods follow a similar logic. Baseball bats, golf clubs, hockey sticks, all of these must go in checked luggage, no exceptions. Sharp objects are a massive category, and they catch both first-time flyers and experienced travelers equally. Disposable razors are fine, but a razor blade by itself, even if you use it for a hobby like bookbinding or model making, will get confiscated. Box cutters are prohibited regardless of what you claim to use them for. Scissors with blades shorter than 4 inches are allowed, but anything longer goes. The inconsistency in how travelers interpret these rules is what creates the problem. People assume that if something is a regular, everyday household item, it must be fine to bring. That assumption is wrong. Gel shoe insoles are another one that sounds absurd, but is completely real. If those insoles exceed the standard gel quantity limits and look suspicious on a scanner, they can and do get flagged. The enhanced imaging technology at airports in 2026 is much better at detecting dense materials than previous generations of scanners, which means things that used to pass through without issue are now getting a second look. Here is an important psychological point that most travel guides miss entirely. TSA agents are not trying to ruin your trip. They are working through an enormous volume of passengers every single day, and they rely on consistent rule enforcement to keep the process moving safely. When you argue with an agent at the checkpoint, you are not just losing that argument, you are losing time, potentially missing your flight, and creating stress for everyone around you. The smarter play is always to know the rules in advance, pack accordingly, and if something gets flagged, stay calm and cooperative. The biggest shift in 2026 that travelers need to understand is that the technology has outpaced our assumptions about what is detectable. Airports across the country have upgraded their scanning systems, and the new CT-based scanners create detailed three-dimensional images of everything in your bag. Things that used to fly under the radar, literally and figuratively, are now being caught consistently. This means the margin for accidentally bringing a prohibited item has shrunk considerably compared to even a few years ago. So here is the practical checklist before every single flight. Check your power bank wattage. Move all liquid items into your checked bag unless they are under 3.4 ounces. Separate your medications and be ready to declare them. Pull your toiletry bag out and look at every single item. Check your tools. Look through any bag you have not used recently because old items have a way of hiding in pockets and showing up at the worst possible moment. 10 minutes of preparation before you leave for the airport is worth more than an hour of frustration at the security checkpoint. If this helped you, share it with someone who has a trip coming up, because nothing ruins the start of a vacation faster than losing your stuff at the gate. Subscribe for more travel tips that actually make your life easier, and I will see you in the next one.